damn, there's a little movie called Fried Green Tomatoes, and one of the best lines for the movie, "Secrets in the sauce." My cousin, I would die laughing about that. That lady cooked that man. But look, it ain't smoked paprika. It's experience. But folks gonna find out the hard way. Here we go to trusting the process. As always, y'all know it's Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings and salutations. Another episode of Fangs up here. And man, whoo, if you a diehard rattler like me, man, that was a if you know some Wildcat fans, Justin in particular, I'm gonna have to talk kind of easy to y'all because yeah, our basketball teams went over Daytona. But here's the trust in the process when it comes to FAMU athletics, because a lot of times when we told the hey, things aren't going away, just trust the process. Okay. All right, we're gonna trust the process. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna tell you the secret. FAMU has a secret to the sauce that's almost never failed. Um, you could try it different, but the more you mess around, the more you find out. Isn't that what these children say these days? But yesterday, man, yeah, let's go on share the bad news. Like ain't no point in running from it. We caught two fresh L's. So went over there to Cookman. Went over there and little sister beat us 80-76 for that first game. And honestly, the girls had a chance to win. Like that game was kind of back and forth, kind of kept an eye on it. I wasn't able to make it. Oh, look what came in the mail. Appreciate you, boosters. I did pay for it. It wasn't free. But we went over to Daytona and caught a L. Like, kind of is what it is. Like, you could be mad about it, but first year coach, 80-76, and you really even recruit too many of these kids, just recruiting them to stay. That ain't bad. And again, this is gonna be a little bit of the almost two Americas in this situation here in that cafeteria. Look. Mastermind got me on that one. I wasn't ready. If you go watch it, look at the pictures. It does look like a cafeteria or like a look like a church assembly hall where they just have basketball and courts and a stage. I wasn't gonna be petty today, but hey, petty is as petty does. Now the men's team, I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, Will said it best. AD will be looking to hire another coach within the end of the season, probably. And it's not even like trying to be like that. Like I told y'all, I was on round one with St. Clair and Coach McCullum was on the show, and it was just like, hey man, kind of is what it is. Like we all kind of see the writing on the wall. I think he does too. Like you got to fix this. Like this cannot go on. Like it's not happening. But it was another L, and you opened up the season with an L. And I think that's what kind of gets it, especially to your rivals. It was 98-86 final, but that game was not close like that for much of it. Like we had to have a mighty comeback. Halftime, man. Yeah, the Wildcats was walking the Rattlers. Like we was getting whoat. We was down by like 20. Like, yeah, we was getting beat down, and they brought it back to a 12-point loss. So, and is Cookman the best team in the conference? Nah. Like Theus is actually a pretty solid coach. Like considering he's the AD and the head basketball coach, he does pretty well. But man, 12 points to a team that's not the best in the conference. Like Cookman's pretty decent, like swag wise, and their record is actually not as bad as it could be. But yeah, look, I like I was. I want to be a basketball school too. Man, look, can we go ahead and address the elephant in the room when it comes to basketball though? Like FAMU basketball, we got to figure out a couple things. One, a better way to get fans engaged. Part of that's winning. Like you live in Tallahassee, you don't go to FAMU basketball games. I'm not judging you. Like it's they're not winning. Like it's hard to support a loser. Like yeah, just come out there, support, show up, do all these things. That's really cool. But when I got 3 hours of my time and I just watched Marquise Bell and the Dallas Cowboys get a victory. How about the Cowboys? And then Baker Mayfield surprised me, and the Bucks made the playoffs. Look, it's been a good day because I put no faith in the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you trust in the Jaguars, yeah, you might be an Orlando Magic fan. I ain't got time for that. I don't trust teams that consistently let me down with bad leadership. No, sir. But FAMU basketball hadn't been good in 20 years. And how do I know that? I graduated Lincoln High School. We made the NCAA tournament. I mean, we had a little, moment in between, but like dominant. Yeah, that 03 team, Jonathan Kelly, them boys. The last time FAMU had a really good basketball program. And in that case, look, it goes back to the seasoning. This is smoked paprika. Look, if you don't use smoked paprika, you sleeping. And they don't even pay a brother. I'm just giving you that for free. Smoked paprika, add that to your kitchen cupboard. Also, look, use that Rachel Melson season stuff. Yeah, that girl, she got some stuff. She went to FAMU too. She lives in Ohio, but she's that Celebration Bowl. But yeah, Simply Savory by Rachel. Woo! She had a lemon pepper seasoning. Rachel, I saw you in the airport. I meant to ask you, but me and Mike was having a moment. Her husband, Mike, that's my homeboy. That girl got a lemon pepper seasoning. Make it fire back and slap somebody because it's not overly salty. Never mind. Sorry, I'll go all day about food. But look, Tam, no, smoked paprika is a season. Look, Miss Williams, hey, Miss Williams, smoked paprika. Look, I'm telling y'all, you ain't living right. You can go to Publix and get it too, most times. That's the secret to the seasoning. And the secret, I'm going to let y'all in a little bit early. Experience. Anytime FAMU hires an experienced coach, we had pretty good results. When we hire people that don't know what the heck they're doing, kind of is what it is. Now, we did get a couple commitments. We got a kicker from Florida State. We got a lot of things from Florida State, supposedly. But this one, Max Larson, 6 foot kicker. Big thing about him, ACC honor roll. So for them folks who are like, what about FAMU's APR? And I feel like Willie just kind of grabbed his junk and just said, say something. Say something else about APR. I dare you. This is another one of those say somethings. Like, okay, I just brought in somebody and he's an all ACC academic dude. So he got the chops in the classroom. Florida boy. So we kind of saw that, you started to get that, but you're getting the other side of this too. You getting the hellos, but we also started to get the goodbyes. That's my quarterback. All right. Jokes aside, y'all see Musa and along with a couple other players have put out their letters letting you know, hey, they're draft eligible. We saw Terrell Jennings. So what's up, man? What's up, JD? But we seeing, man, it's a little bit of the bittersweet part. Musa wasn't the other one. Forget, was it Day on our defensive lineman number 40? He was also in there. So you started to see those letters where the players are letting you know. Marcus Riley, another one, letting you know that they're not going to be coming back next year. Not a problem, understandable. Because, and I was joking about Willie and the WWE hit a brother up. But the Celebration Bowl champs, they have a celebration Friday, January 12th, right after the MLK convocation at the Will Packer Amphitheater. I ain't gonna lie. Why do that on a Friday, though? Man, that's to me should have been a Saturday. had that junk at the stadium, let the players come out, let Willie come out one last time, like do the smoke, let them come through, like making an event. Had the boosters there, alumni association, but that's just my cup of tea. And I kind of half stole that idea from somebody we had a meeting, related to them. But just a thought, just an idea, like because we kind of started to see some of the coaching candidates coming out. We saw that dude from the Chiefs. Yeah, no. All right, we saw he's in the mix. Evidently, I'm hearing Fred McNair's in the mix. A lot of no's for me. Not hearing enough about KJ, and that's discouraging. But we started to kind of see some guys in the mix. One of the problems is though that job's not posted online yet, so hopefully the coaching job gets posted by Monday, which is tomorrow. I get that some of that happened over the holiday, but because you need stuff to happen before National Signing Day, you need people to be able to go through your whole state of Florida process. You got to have this stuff happen. What's up, Calvin? What's up? Look, Mr. Calvin Brown. Look, he was a tuba too, and 100. I can't hit I can't say the H word because I ain't cross no fraternities, especially band fraternities. And look, I heard y'all catch people instruments when they ain't looking. What y'all not gonna do is catch me with a trombone slipping. So tell the doc, oh, you part of the 100 now. Nah, buddy, won't be me. But yeah, I'm a Tampa. No McNair. Honestly, and just kind of looking at some of the tea leaves, man, y'all sleeping on Coach Smith. Like, I'm just saying. Look, I will say KJ was my first and second choice. So, oh, if you know him by his nickname, you know him. Now, I will say this. It's kind of, y'all know I don't be spending all day with y'all. It's just me. I can't give you no 3 hours. But what we're going to do, we're going to go and jump in this. And again, in part of this, y'all can thank Miss Williams. We was at the Celebration Bowl. We brought up Fried Green Tomatoes, the movie, and secrets in the sauce. So what is the sauce? The sauce to winning at FAMU is experience. That's it. It's really simple. It sounds stupid and it sounds trivial, but if you want to win at FAMU, you get or bring somebody with experience, somebody who's done it before. Because most times, your first time, you ain't the best at doing stuff. That's all of us. That's not like speaking greasy on anybody or talking bad about anybody. It's just the facts of the matter. And you follow FAMU's history. We do best when we get an experienced coach. Just saying. It don't matter. Basketball, Gillespie was the best coach we've had in decades. Most wins FAMU's had, best teams we've seen. But that was a guy who was at TCC, winning games, came over to FAMU and did the same thing. But he had experience doing it. It wasn't something like, oh, it's your first time coaching, you come to FAMU. Like, nah, we get enough of that. Like, if you want to win at FAMU, get some experience and get somebody who gets the culture. It's one part experience. It's one part understanding where the heck you are. And understanding, one, especially for basketball, FAMU fans are fickle. We are extremely fickle. Like, we got a little bit of that front running in us, but it depends on the sport. Football, we there. And honestly, it's because of people like Calvin and 100. We just gonna be there. Now we might leave at halftime, but we paid to get in. We just left at half. Basketball, if you ain't winning, we ain't coming. And that's what you're seeing now. Look, we need all that can go to be in attendance at these basketball games. But if you don't go, I'm not going to sit up here and beat you over the head with a chair screaming, you need to be there. I must encourage you to go. But in actuality, look, the results are the results. Now, football-wise, it's the same thing. FAMU's at its best when we get an experienced coach. I'll take y'all off the football field. Look at the track coach. Track coach just sit up there. First year was like, this is what I'm going to do. Comes back and wins the cross country already. Like he had been there even a year. Okay, yep. But he's a previous coach at another school. He did well at Cookman. I believe he won championships at Cookman. He comes to FAMU, wins a cross country championship already. Highly competitive in track and in recruiting. Again, experienced, proven winner. Now, basketball, women's basketball, I don't know. I know she has experience as an assistant, not as a head, but she also high level basketball player. So, what the jury's out for me on her. I like Coach Pressure so far, but we ain't even finished the whole season yet, and we ain't really won no games. But I like what I'm seeing from her. So for those who want to kind of bring her up, bring her up. I like her so far. But football, when was the last coach that had no head coaching experience that came to FAMU and just lit it up? Like, I'll give you a minute. You might touch Ken Riley, but yeah, that didn't end the greatest way. What's up, cuz? Y'all know. Look, I only went there for the summers, so I feel like I'm affiliated. But y'all know my cousin went to Daha, FAMU DRS. For those who don't know, but FAMU does best when we have experienced coaches. Football wise, Joe Taylor had a couple good seasons. That last season, abject disaster. But an experienced coach comes in, flips it over pretty well, does really good. Then let's flip that over. Okay, Joe Taylor, he didn't finish well. Willie Simmons. Willie Simmons goes to Prairie View. He should have got the FAMU job the first time, but I got it. For those who didn't want to, felt like he didn't have enough experience at the time, I'll listen to it because, but he comes to FAMU. What's up, Earl? Ricketts High School. Look, if y'all want to support the best team in the city, and I'm biased, and because that's my mama's school, that ain't my school. Look, y'all go over there, support Ricketts High School. Their athletic director, Earl Hankerson, is a diehard Rattler. They messed him over with that hill, but we're gonna leave that alone. But then somebody called me, so I can't hear myself, so I'm just gonna trust the process. But even still, we're able to see that FAMU is at its best when we have a solid foundation of coaches that have experience. Again, Willie Simmons comes in, literally builds the Prairie View program from the ashes. Prairie View had been trashed for a mighty long time. I mean, we talking a good 20, 30 years of futility. But yet and still, what does Prairie View end up giving you? He gets the Prairie View, and now he's actually built a stadium. He built a program. And after he does that, he comes to FAMU. And guess what he does? The same freaking thing. He builds a program, he rebuilds a stadium, and he leaves. Like, Willie Simmons, literally experienced coach, comes in, does great things. Okay, cool, even better. Y'all don't want to believe me. Your band director. How long has Chipman been waiting on that job? Like, he was pretty much band director in waiting for the longest time, especially after Dr. White left. We had the guy in between. We pretty much knew, okay, Chipman's not the band director, but he is the band director. Just experience. The band sounds amazing. The 100 is what? The 100's a problem again. Like, you starting to see, like, experience is the best way out of this problem. Okay, look, the only one Rattler, and I'll say this, the only one Rattler that I can give you, homegrown, FAMU product, that is like the best coach we've ever had, the golf coach. Killer. Other than that, most times when we do first time coach, no experience, it doesn't normally work. Now, in this case, I'm with y'all on the Billy Roll thing a little bit. It's struggled a little bit, but he's got a lot of experience in high school. In college, he's been at FAM. He gets the culture. I don't think he's a long-term solution, but I got it. Look, Chip came back in 98, and he stayed for how long? Like, look, Chip was loyal. He earned that. respectfully too. But again, every program where FAMU has truly had championship success, it was because the coach we had some experience. And even if it wasn't college experience, he had solid experience. Go to the baseball program. I'm sorry for those of y'all, because we've been quiet about some of these championships. Some saw on the Twitter spaces, whatever. Y'all Rattlers been mighty quiet. I mean, well, you ain't got much to say when baseball season's coming back around and you're the SWAC champions. But your baseball coach coached at Florida State for how long? Coached in high school for how long? So he had experience. Then he came to FAMU. And mind you, he goes someplace where he has facilities and some to a place where high school, then to a place that's funding a baseball program like a high school. Yep, shots fired. And then he wins the championship there. Like, oh, shoot. Okay. Even the softball coach, she's been around FAMU softball for how long? Like, the secret to the sauce is experience. If you really want to knock this out, you got to have some experience or surround somebody with experience. And one of the beauty of this job right now, one of the parts of trust in this process that's probably difficult for a lot of us, we haven't hired any experienced coaches under this administration. All of our coaches under this administration are first year, first time, never done this before. Track coach was under the interim AD. That's Mike Smith. Mike Smith got how many rings? I'm just saying, like, Michael Smith has 2 SWAC championships, 3, 4 for this last. Like, granted, they were under the AD Sykes era, but them SWAC championships, I believe all of those were his hires, except for Willie. Like, baseball coach was his hire. I believe the volleyball coach was his hire. Track was definitely his hire. Like, I'm just saying, tennis probably was. Did we get a new tennis coach yet? Good question. So the secret to winning at FAMU and the secret to fixing this coach problem, either go with experience or stay with experience. And a lot of the reason so many of us are saying, keep the staff together. Keep the staff together. The dude's name is Smitty Rock. Like, it's a tongue-in-cheek thing, but look at his personality. He's the rock of that defense. Like, and go check his social medias. Coach is paying attention. He ain't sitting up here ignoring y'all when y'all like, hey, you should consider him for that head coach job. Like, he's liking that. He is not ignoring that. Like, he's hitting the like button. He agrees. I'm with you. Like, he's at a place where he should be appreciated. We won that SWAC championship off that defense. What an offense. Same thing with Celebration Bowl. What an offense. Yeah, 4 turnovers from the quarterback. Like, you keep that defense together. You do what you can. Whoever you hire. First thing is like, look, it's all good. You can bring in whoever you want to, but you ain't touching that defense. Like, straight up. And you keep it a buck with the person. And it's not because you don't like them, but you just have to understand that person has to understand this, but you also have to hire somebody that has a personality is willing to kind of accept that. Like, I've heard the Fred McNair thing. Fred's tough. Like, he's a cool dude, but is he going to be willing to accept the coaches and just say, this defense is set. You don't touch this defense. Like, I like the idea of going internal, but who calling plays? Look, that's the problem. I think I'll say this as for the FAMU coaching hire, whoever you hire, you got to hire offensive coordinator / quarterback coach. Like, that's why I threw Quinn out there. I threw a name like a Teddy Bridgewater out there just to throw that one out there because his relationship with Billy Roll, if you're going to bring in Billy Roll, knowing Bridgewater said he is retiring this year, I think that's a great way to kind of get a coach in there that has experience. But you get another NFL coach in there. Like, you keep Pat Watkins if you can, because I'll be honest, if you keep Colsey, you still got to get an offensive coordinator. But I move Pat I moved Pat Watkins up. Okay, you DB coach, whatever. But I do want a second NFL staff person in there just for recruiting purposes. Like some of this is the selling point of I can get you to the NFL. We have players in the NFL, but also I've been in the NFL. Like it's one thing for me to sit up there and tell y'all, hey, if this was full and I was like, hey y'all, smoke paprika, y'all be like, but you don't use it. It's half empty. I'm telling you something I use. Like it's not me selling you something I ain't got. I have to sell you something that you can buy. And I think that's some of the things you get with like a Billy Roll and maybe some other offensive coordinator guy who's verified and bona fide, like, and I'm talking about, what is that Popeyes that was bona fide? Look, I like Quinn Gray. I like Quinn Gray better as OC than a head coach right now. And there's nothing against Quinn. It's his first year doing it. And he'd be kind of coming back. How does he gel with the rest of that staff? I think he's cool, but I think offensively you probably see a little shift, a little change up. But then at the same point, my only problem with hiring an offensive guy to come in and be the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and head coach, you're asking him to do the same thing Willie did, which is a lot, in your first year at FAMU. Like, even kind of go back. Willie, up until KJ leaves, you got KJ Black there. Like, you had somebody there. Like, Willie was truly at his best when he didn't have to be all three. Like, if we're going to be real, like, go look at what Rashawn McKay looked like. If Rashawn McKay was not like a natural quarterback, like, Willie made him. Like, Willie not made him. That's like a wrong way to say that. Willie groomed him. There we go. He refined him. He enhanced him because Rashawn McKay was a baseball player. Like, coming out of Godby, that was what, his first year, second year. I think he plays quarterback in high school for like 2 years and then goes to FAMU and looks decent. Like, he came in behind Ryan Stanley, and at times it was like, why Stanley in the game? I mean, you could tell why, because he was much better at reading the defense than McKay was at that point. But once McKay is done, look, McKay was actually like, I mean, he was a decent quarterback. Like, very serviceable. He was better at the checkdowns probably, but he just wasn't a natural quarterback. Musa was a better natural quarterback. If we're going to talk about the mechanics, look, build, all that stuff. Yeah, like, but at the same point, Musa never had a quarterback coach as a FAMU. Like, so not a full-time quarterback coach. Imagine if you had that level of raw talent with a full-time quarterback coach. Like, I'm just saying, like, those are some of the things that at times we nickel and dime ourselves, and we still won a championship, but we nickel and dime ourselves out of more. Like, we could have gotten more. And I love what Curtis said. Quinn as an OC is the best bet. He is. That's just me. And I know you can't put things in a writing saying somebody's going to be the coach in waiting, because I'm pretty sure that violates a lot of sunshine laws and other things. Because you got to, at least from what I remember from working in the state, you got to give at least 3 people a chance to apply for the job. You got to do it in so much time, XYZ in the third. That's not what y'all came here for. But that's some of the importance of, this job needs to open up within the next 2 days. Like, go back on the FAMU website. When I looked, it may have changed in the past hour or two. I didn't see it up there. Like, it should be on the website where people are going to apply now. And some of that's just so you get through the minutia, get through the BS process. Like, it's just like some of y'all that do these organizations. Some of the stuff is just going through the actual process. Go through the process of having people apply for the job. That way, when you want to clear it up, hey, the job's been posted for this amount of days. You already know you're going to hire. Like, do like any other job in the state. Tell the people that you want to hire, hey, make sure you apply for this job. The job is opening on this day. It's closing on this day. I'm pulling resumes. You look for that resume by name. You keep it moving. I'm sorry. Did I pull the cat out of the bag? Oh, yeah. Like, just do all the shiesty stuff every other state office does. Oh, you only have to post for 72 hours, I believe. Look at that. Look at Curtis. Look, I'm just saying, like, go ahead, get that part done. Have if you're gonna do a search firm, which probably the best way, have your search firm. If you're gonna do some BS committee, have your BS committee already done. Like, I hate the committee stuff. I know about this, but have your stuff set up so that you can make a decision by the end of the week. Like, because that's a really short time. It's a big ask, and it's a big ask for an important position. But at the same point, the way the calendar fell, you need a coach before February. What? Because after National Signing Day, we're already seeing how the transfer portal has affected recruiting. Like we saw with transfer portal plus COVID, that first window, your college athletes start funneling out. This second window is where your top high school athletes are funneling out. After that, it's going to be the who's availables. Like you might get somebody good, you might not. Like it's more of a crapshoot, but you need to make sure that you get what you can because you got some kids that committed, that signed. You saw where Asion signs. You see where that defensive lineman signs. Like FAMU still signing top level products, at least for the level. You know, you still getting good level talent, but you still got a massive hole in some positions, namely defensive line. If you can name a coach, God forbid you name a Smitty Rock the coach. Just throwing it out there. Like I'm not saying he is. That's just me grabbing something and just throwing it like, hey, it might be there. Can you get General Hunt back? And it's not so much just because General Hunt's a monster and a beast in the middle. It's a position of need. Your interior line is thin. You need. Can you solidify that guy to come back? Like, hey, I tested the portal. It is what it is. No hard feelings. I just want to see. Is he gone? If he's gone, he's gone. But you still need somebody to come in and solidify and keep those recruits. You need somebody that's going to come in and make sure that we keep Coach Riz. You need that. Like, again, you see where the coaching staff is literally on an airplane right now or was on an airplane going to a coaching conference. So, again, if you're going to win this, if you're going to have to go with what works at FAMU, and it's proven winners. Fred Humphreys, FAMU was not his first time being a president. Like we celebrate Dr. Humphreys, we laugh, we joke, we even pick on him sometimes. But at the same point, he was wildly successful. But FAMU was not his first school where he was a president at. It was his best school, and I'm biased, but it wasn't his first time. Like we just kind of see when FAMU's at its best, you get proven winners. And in this coaching search, you're going to have to get a proven winner because, like it or not, AD Sykes is going to be the president that hires every one of our revenue-producing sports coaches. Women's basketball, not really a revenue producer, but since you marry it with basketball, I'm not trying to kick the dude out, but we're going to read the tea leaves or we just going to, shuck and jive around the reality of what it is. The basketball team's not good. Coach in the last year of his contract. I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like, the results are the results. And unless they change, there's going to be a change. So unless they just come up and get number 2 or 1 in the SWAC, more than likely she's making that hire. So you got to knock this out, and you got to knock it out twice because every revenue producing coach is on you, and you're trying to update other things. You've updated the basketball facilities. You updated the football facilities. Every revenue producing sport has good facilities. Now you're trying to trickle down to the other sports, but you got to keep the Rattler Nation involved. Like Tamara said it best. We need experience. Like, and we need somebody who wants to be at FAMU. That's the other part. Coach Simmons wanted to be at FAMU. Like, he had opportunities to leave. Like, yeah, I've heard the trash talk. I've heard the communication and conversations about, the offers of contracts and stuff like that. I won't put that on wax because I don't have anything to verify it. But at the same point, You got to want to be at FAMU. Like, I love y'all, but y'all Rattlers ain't easy. Even when you volunteering, you be like, why are we doing this? Okay, let's try that. Like, FAMU is not an easy place to win at, but it can be the best place to win at because unlike other places, Rattler Nation is rabid and we want to win. Like Will pointed out, I want us to be a basketball school. Me too. Like, do y'all imagine what a throwback night at Gaither would be like? Especially if you winning? Like, for them new Rattlers who didn't grow up in this, look, I'm sorry. You didn't grow up in the good old days. But wasn't nothing like Gaither Gym at a FAMU basketball game with that salty behind popcorn and salty behind Rattler dogs, and the AC might or might not be working. Because by the men's game, second half, it could be 32 degrees outside. You was out your jacket, and that stadium was rocking. All of 1,000, 1,500 people in the gym, but Gaither would be rocking. Wasn't no basketball game like a game in Gaither. It just sounded different. The vibe was different. Like y'all new Rattlers, y'all ain't come up like some of us who've been in this. We've been in this orange and green stuff for a while. Look, Terrence Woods, he had the weirdest shot. Like he didn't really jump, he just moved his foot and like I'm just saying, Terrence Woods, all them boys, like imagine what a throwback night would look like in Gaither though. Like you might get the students to come in, get that little spirit. You can do a little fundraiser that night, get us old alumni in there. But it's the atmosphere, it's the vibe. The 100 was there. You got to rebuild that, and you got to get some experience to do that. Because I promise you, if you get a winner in there, especially in Lawson with the 100, like go back a few years ago when FAMU basketball was decent. You know, we was up there in the MEAC looking pretty solid. What were we looking like, and what was Lawson looking like? Lawson was a little formidable place. Now we've fallen off from that. We're not there. And that's the concern for us that are passionate about this football program. Because we've been there when it was trash. I've sat in the rain for FAMU football games, knowing we was gonna take a fresh L, but because I was such a diehard, I was gonna support my homeboys. I went to high school with Ernest. Okay, I gotta support. That's my boy. That's my boy. Sorry. My phone did a little thing. I was like, what? Got distracted. My boy, my homeboy. I got to support my dog. I got to be out there. You go out there after this SWAC championship and don't make the right hire, your athletic budget will be trashed, especially because your hand was forced with the OBC. Like some people mad about that. Y'all ain't traveling to Miami twice in a year. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't about a 4-hour ride for me, and I ain't doing it. 3 in a piece. I ain't going to Miami twice in a year. Play Miami, then Orange Blossom Classic. I'm not doing it. Like some of that's logistics. Now next year, when we play, what was it, South Carolina State? Get them to move that game down there. I digress. But even still, you have to hit a home run with this because football is your revenue-producing sport that is literally carrying athletics. You muck this up, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. And honestly, you're going to be dependent on women's basketball and men's basketball to carry really the athletic budget. So you got to hit a home run in men's basketball next. Otherwise, golf ain't producing. I mean, golf's winning championships, but ain't no 10,000 people out there to watch FAMU golf. Baseball produced a championship. Have you been to Moore Kittles Field? I'll wait. It ain't changed. If you ain't been there since 2003, it ain't changed. Like, just saying. Like, if you're really going to be making this program grow in the leaps and bounds that it has under the Simmons era, and we're gonna give Willie his own era, the Willie Simmons era, because he literally went from feces to festivities. Like he took it from the lowest of the low. Mind you, remember what it was that last year Alex was? Hot garbage. 6-6 his first season. After that, then ends up with a one-loss season, and your only loss was the USF in a game where I believe your quarterback had like 4 turnovers. Again, a couple of them picks wasn't on Musa, but still, I think Musa had 4 picks that game, something crazy like that. It was a bad game. So you have your worst game of the season for Riley and Musa, and you were close with USF. One loss. Yeah, Willie gets an error. Your next coach, he has to hit the ground running, but he also has to hit the ground understanding what he's running to. If you put the wrong person at FAMU, they're going to run into a buzzsaw. And they're going to run into a buzzsaw with some fans that are championship drunk and wanting more. Because now we've gotten a taste. We've gotten rid of the can't beat Jackson State. Before it was Cookman. We couldn't beat Cookman. Willie beats Cookman. Gets that monkey off our back. Then we couldn't beat Jackson State. Never beat Dion, but that's something else. But we beat Jackson State. Should have beat them by more than that, but I'm petty. So he exercises every demon that was brought to him. FAMU can't make the playoffs. Willie gets to the playoffs. It wasn't our best game, but we got to the playoffs. Hey, strength and conditioning program struggling. Got the boosters supporting that. Like all of a sudden, Rattler Nation just came together. Try to save and keep our coach. Didn't work. But at the same point, you got the nation and the group together. Right? You got them. You got to hit a home run because you got a little surplus. That money said for coaches. Didn't say for Willie Simmons. So you'll use that surplus on those coaches. But then at the same point, build up your programs that are saying, hey, we're going to give you $170,000 for coaches. That was them. They committed to 50 before the alumni did. And on top of a 20 that they're going to pay Willie. So they already were like, hey, okay, we'll cut it up. We'll cut the check. That's the way we're going to win this. And otherwise, if you don't attack it in that method, it's going to be back to that stuff we had before she got here, where you have a stadium, you have a fan base, and you're going to have 15,000 Chiefs that are telling you how to fix the problem, but nobody that wants to invest in fixing it. And that's one of the big problems. You're going to have so many people that are going to be like, I love FAMU. I'm a FAMU alumni, but we ain't winning. And I ain't going. And I ain't supporting. So, look, I like Terrence Clay. How can you be mad at Coach Simmons when you elevate all that he did, evaluate all he did? Hate to see him go, but he did more than he was paid to do. Exactly. You consider Willie Simmons probably saves you $150,000 per year because he was the head coach, quarterback coach, and offensive coordinator for at least 2 years. So that's a good $200,000-300,000 that you save from one person saying, I'll do it all. Your next coach, you can't say that. You got to spend it. And you got a good, $200,000 Rattlers raised. Now we need some of y'all to join them over there. Come up with some new ideas. We're going to try to get some stuff done. We need 1,000 of them. If they had 1,000 boosters, like at the lowest level, that's $100,000 a year. Just saying. But that's a whole nother soapbox. We're gonna get them doing some stuff, get y'all excited, engaged. But it's the importance of football. Football is your doorstep. Let's see what these enrollment numbers look like, but let's look at what these application numbers look like. Give y'all a fun fact: FAMU don't normally waive these application fees. Most of these kids that apply to FAMU pay for FAMU. A lot of these kids that apply for Cookman, they waive that application up front. You start thinking $30, $40, $50 a lick, you get a good 20,000 kids applying to come to FAMU. That money adds up. Like, football is your doorstep. Athletics is your doorstep. And you got to take advantage of that as a university, but also as a athletic director. You got to make sure you listen enough to the boosters to kind of hear them out, pacify them to a degree, but also know when to stop. Because at a certain point, someone is just like who we like. And nothing she's going to do is going to pacify some people. Let's see, is the guy from the Chiefs any good? From what I've heard, he's decent. My thing about him is, and it's not because he actually coached the Cookman, got a decent little track record. It's is he gonna come in and just keep stuff like what all is he bringing with him? That's the question. Like, so it's not just because it's the unfamiliarity of it. Some of it is, but some of it is the fact that is he okay with the current staff? I feel like if you bring in a KJ, he's fine with the staff. Some of those are his former coworkers. He's just going to be their boss. If you bring in Smith, he's already there. You bring in Colsey, he's there. Like some of it is that familiarity, but some of it you do need ideas. You need new ideas. Like some of us feel like just doing the same old thing is going to work. That's some of the problems we have in our organizations. We've been doing the same things for 30 years. I'm still sending you out mailers talking about, hey, come join Rattler, whatever. Send this back in the mail. Cut us a check. I don't pay my tithes and a check. I ain't wrote a check to God in ever. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't write checks to church. You know what I do? I get on my cell phone. Here's the app. Here's the money. Go. When I give the FAMU, it's on my phone. When I do most things that are like benevolent, either I give you cash out my hands or I use my cell phone. We have to make sure that in wanting to keep things the same, we're also moving forward with new ideas and bringing some people in that are maybe broaden their horizons. I never forget, I went to FAMU and I worked at Meridian Woods Church of Christ. I was the assistant campus minister there. And so it was great because we had a house right across from Doak. So a lot of the students that went to Meridian Woods were FSU students. And I'll never forget, I believe it was Daniel Wise. He ended up getting his PhD from like Virginia. So Daniel, if you watch it, I gave you a shout out. And it's like his stuff is like in like this ghost studies, cool stuff like that. And so I'm like, hey man, for your PhD, you think about Florida State? That boy goes, oh hell no. That's academic incest. I'm like, wait, what? I have never heard of such a thing. He's like, it's the idea of you get all your degrees from the same place. So you have the same thinking. You never get your thoughts and your thinking challenged. I was like, dang, okay. We have a lot of that in our HBCU spaces. It's a lot of athletic incest going on. Every one of these HBCU coaches has been passed around and slapped around and going in a circle. And we all just sharing the same ideas and the same thought processes. We have not stepped outside to get that new person or send our people out so that they can come back with them. I think that's one of the things you're going to get with the KJ and some other guys. Like at a certain point, you got to go out there and reach and bring somebody who's experienced some different things to bring them back in. So, but we're going to see y'all. And hopefully we get some answers this week because, I don't expect to hire this week. That's not realistic. What I do expect is some communication. One of the things, and I applaud Cousin Kelvin for saying this, we struggle with communication. We've gotten better. If you've been given to FAMU the past couple months, I'm getting communication from FAMU every couple of weeks about some activity, donation, something. We need that athletically, though. I like AD Sykes as a person. So, for me, it's not even a whatever. And I call out when people are being misogynistic towards her. I've definitely been loud with my platform about that. But we need her to sometimes improve on letting us know what's going on. I don't need to know everything. That's not your job. But hey, let us know. Hey, we're in the process of looking for a coach. Hey, we're putting together a search committee. The job's going to open on this day. Give me a little breadcrumb every couple of days, maybe once a week, twice a week for the next couple of weeks so that we see progress. Because otherwise, you do get the people that just don't like you in general, but that have that added fuel to go ahead and say stuff that's out of pocket, opposed to being like, hey, let her work. Let her figure this out. Trust the process. So we do have to work on that. We do have to work on communication. We also got to work on NIL type stuff and getting the alumni back. I saw where we had another person that follows FAMU mentioned, yo, some of the athletes are starting to ask for some assistance, some help. It's like, oh crap. They don't know. They need to go see the boosters. They need to go see the National Alumni Association. That's what they're there for. Alumni are there to help the students, especially once they've graduated. The boosters are there to help the athletes. So now it's a time and a chance to connect those two groups. Again, we're asking a lot of our AD. So I'm going to give her grace on that. But on the other side, we need for you to give some more of the communication to us so that we may not necessarily be in the know, but we can say, oh, no, she just said some of this. Oh, no, she, because one of the things as Black people, we all know how we are. Is, yeah, I've been going to this church for 30 years. You ain't changed the carpet. And I've been paying my tithes and offering all this time. How we got the same carpet since once my grandfather was walked down here and laid out in front. No, like we have to make sure in business and other places we hit that customer service aspect of reminding people of, hey, what we're doing, what we're working on stuff. AD has been mentioning she's trying to do something with the baseball team. She did say she was trying to get some locker room stuff named, but let us know a little earlier, because if you show it to us, we'll go with it. And if you show us that our money is going someplace, you can see, we'll donate. But you have to tell us where the money is going. You want a new field house? Tell us that. Say, hey, FAMU, we need a new field house. I know the strategic plan says we're supposed to start a new stadium in 2030, but we need a new field house now. This is how much it's going to cost. This is where the money is going to go. This is the funds place to put it. Send us a thing, put it up there, watch Rattler Nation work. Keep it simple. Tell us where to send the money and we'll put it there. You just saw that. I'm trying to save your football coach. Put the money here. Boom. Couple days, $200,000. Okay. Hey, we need a new field house. It's off season. Just won a championship. Look, field house upgrades, athletic upgrades. Look, put that out there. Let Rattler Nation know what you need. Let them know now while their pocketbooks are open. Don't sit up here and wait till the summer when Joe Blow's been hired, especially if it ain't one of the people we like. And then the basketball coach has done whatever. Like every time somebody win a championship, you need to, hey, Rattler Athletic Fund, Rattler Boosters, join one of them. Give me some money. Every time there's a championship, you should be out there. Hey, I'm not just saying I need to pay for rings. She's trying to get a ring fund going. You need to, hey, we trying to sustain this. You like winning? Me too. How about this? This is what your money went to win. Rattler Boosters, hey, I'm not a booster because where's my money go to? Muscle Milk. Rattler Boosters fund the nutrition program. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Glad you do. That's what they spend their money on. Closed mouths don't get fed. Tamara said it best. Like, if we're not telling you what we're doing with the money, you're not contributing. And you got to buy back our trust. This is my first year as a Rattler Boosters. I was in college. Why? Look, I was there when stuff got messed up. I remember, like, shoot, I ain't signing up next year. What they doing? The parking? Like, man, they messed up the money. What I'm doing this for? I got a kid. I could do something better with my money. That's what you're gonna say. Let's be real. Now, hey, this is where the money's going. Oh crap. Okay, I see where my money's going. I can slide you. I can slide you $100. Okay, cool. Do I get a parking spot? Nah. I got a tag. Yeah, I got something. Again, you got to sell us what we're getting. As much as it sucks to say this, it's transactional. This relationship is transactional. If you ain't winning, I ain't spending. If you ain't balling, I ain't balling. Like it's like that. That's the way it is. I'm sorry. In fandom, look, I don't get y'all people that support sorry teams. Like, I just don't. If your team's not winning championships, why are you still supporting them? Like, And it's just one of those things. If you're going to get the alumni, you got to give something. Either you're giving me pride and good feelings, or you're giving me an actual piece of something. Otherwise, you're not getting anything. And that's one of the things where, unfortunately, we're at in sports. It ain't just black people, it's all people. Because guess what? When Florida State was over there sucking air, oh, they could have played games of brag. They had about 40,000 in some of them games. They weren't showing up. They're reducing the stadium capacity now. Like, that's just life. UF, you go up there at Ben L. Griffin Stadium, they're looking to reduce the stadium capacity. Like, it's just in the modern times, if you're not winning, people aren't spending. And while we are spending, you better catch me while I got it. Because otherwise, come up here hollering about, hey, I need a couple $100 during the summertime. Teachers don't get paid in the summer. You better wait till the fall. I'll be gone till November because you ain't gonna catch nothing while I ain't got it. You better get it. Income tax coming in a few weeks. You better catch these folks while they got it. Like, it's just how it is. So with this coaching hire, both coaching hires, unfortunately, you got to hit a home run with football. Basketball look like, you got a good double for right now. Jury's still out. A lot of y'all like her. I like her too, though, so far. But it's just, I got to see whole season results. So it's not me slighting her. Now, men's basketball wise, yeah, you need a single at least. Because this right here, man, shoot, this ain't cutting the mustard. But the secret to winning at FAMU, experience. I gave you the example of Frederick Humphreys, experience. Willie Simmons, experience. Bill Gillespie, experience. If the pot finished, but experience. I mean, your current track coach wins a cross-country championship that quick. He's also highly experienced. Women's basketball, a lot of experience as an assistant. Never had, but how you feel about that? How you feel about that? But you just go through our history. Best coaches came in with some experience. Some of them won championships. And when FAMU wins championships, man, y'all remember Bragg during the Billy Joe era? Man, come on. Club Bragg was really Club Bragg. They had seats in the north end zone. I don't know if y'all remember that. Like 30,000 people in that stadium. Like, I don't know how many the fire marshal got in there. But I promise y'all, a couple of them homecomings, we had 40,000 people in that stadium. Like, the law was broken. If you want to break the law again and get 35, 40,000 in Bragg, you better make the right decision. And you better hire the right person, because if not, you'll be sucking air. It is going to be sucking air for a long time. All right, y'all. We're going to come back here on Thursday. We'll see some updates. We're also going to see about this recruiting. Look, Coach Riz is on fire. Like, I know he was just on HBCU game day with Vaughn and them, but we had the best recruiting coordinator in NCAA, like, especially for our level. And if we're not doing everything to retain him, that's crazy. Look, Earl said it best, sitting in the aisles. And one of the things I will say this, that we definitely need to do. Okay. I see you got a little huddle there. I'm gonna check it out, man. Fangs up podcast at gmail.com. Send it to me, bro. But we have to make sure we take care of our coaches as I head out. If our coaches don't have everything they need to have to move where they need to go, we need to give that to them. Whether it's facilities, access to food, whatever, we need to give that to them. Even if it's an opportunity to progress academically. FAMU needs to become, post Willie Simmons era, we're seeing that FAMU became a launch pad for coaches. It needs to be a place where our coaches are also getting degrees, bachelor's, master's, PhDs. We need to encourage our coaches while they're here at FAM, leave with a FAMU degree. Because all of a sudden, that goes back to that excellence with caring mantra. And it goes on to not only them trusting the process, but now it's not just I coached at FAMU, I'm invested at FAMU. I'm a rattler. And it's not just Like I tell, in Orlando, I worked at Jones High School. That's the school I claim. I never went to Jones, but I worked there. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. I went to Lincoln High School though. I'm invested in Lincoln. I graduated from FAMU, graduated from National Louis University. If National Louis had a basketball team, I would be excited, but it's a grad program. So they're undergrad too, but I got nothing for them. Now, TCC, I cheer them on. Went to TCC, graduated. But we got to start making those things possible, making those things happen. And if we know a coach has anything open to them, we need to make sure we're supporting them. And if they have something that holds them back, we need to open that door for them so that way they can stay at FAMU, they can finish their degree, or they can get another degree and they can leave and tell somebody else, hey, when I went to FAMU, I not only had a job, but I had an opportunity to move on past FAMU. And to me, that's excellence with caring. So just some little nuggets, some ideas. If you see AD sites in the street, go holler at her and talk nice to her. But, ask her to watch the show, let her know I got some ideas. I don't speak bad on her. That's still my girl. Anyways, but I'm gonna check out your film, man. Make sure you send that to me though. But for HBCU Digital Network, Herb Stewart and Black Techies, this is home. Look, we're gonna look at some of these recruits, some of these kids that we've offered, some of these that have committed, and we're gonna see if we get any news from this coaching search. And hopefully it's all good news. So, but till Thursday, 8 o'clock, y'all already know what's up. It's Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?